Hello everybody, it's Sarah and welcome to another instance of me uploading at the latest possible moment. Because I'm uploading this hopefully on the 31st of July and the NEWTs start on the 1st of August. Isn't it great? But anyways, you might have noticed there's a different background here, and that's because I'm not actually at home, I'm at my mom's place because I'm still writing my bachelor paper, and for some reason I can just do that better at my mom's place. Maybe because I can imagine her just being judgmental whenever I take a break and being like, Sarah, shouldn't you work? And then I start working again. But yeah, anyways, you probably read it in the title, but today is going to be my TBR for the NEWTs, for the kind of second part of the magical readathon. The first part, of course, was in April with the owls. And if you don't know what the magical readathon is, I will leave the introduction videos to both the owls and the NEWTs in the description box down below, so go and check those out, because it's really kind of a bit too complicated to explain right now. The basics are you chose a magical career during the owls and you had prompts working towards that career, and now the NEWTs are the second part and you have the same subjects, but you're also told which grade to get in each subject. So an A, an E or an O. And an A means you have one prompt or one book you have to read for the subject. An E means you have 2 prompts and 2 books, and an O means you have 3 prompts and 3 books. And I, for some reason, chose the career of Aura during the owls, which I don't know, which means now I have to read 9 books. I mean, I could obviously cheat, but I don't want to. And yeah, that's kind of going to be a struggle because I have to finish my bachelor paper, of course, and that's till the 14th of August, so there's not going to be much reading happening there. And after that I'm going on rehab, and I'm not sure how much of a program I'm going to have at rehab. I'm not sure how much free time I will have, and I'm not sure how tired I will be each day in the evening. So that's going to be exciting. Also, the most books I read in a month so far this year was 6 books, and there was 2 books more than my average. At the past few months I've read 2 to 3 books a month. So I'm going to have to triple that, and that's going to be exciting. Anyway, let me get into the prompts and into the books that I chose for my TBR. The first subject is Defense Against the Dark Arts, and I have to get an O in that. The first prompt for that is to read a book that is black under the dust jacket. And excuse my little detour for a bit, but I kind of get a bit annoyed whenever either readathons or tags include prompts or challenges with hardcovers, because 1, not everyone can afford hardcovers, and 2, not even everyone prefers hardcovers. I in fact way prefer paperbacks over hardcovers, so I don't really have a lot of hardcovers at home. So whenever there's tags or challenges or anything with prompts that have hardcovers, with questions that have hardcovers, I kind of get annoyed because I feel like I can't join in. But anyway, the book that I chose was Spin the Dawn by Elizabeth Lim, and I in fact do not have the hardcover of this book. I only have the paperback, but I asked a friend who has the hardcover if it's black under the jacket, and it is, so I'm still going to count it. The second prompt is the first book that comes to mind from my TBR, and when I watched the introduction video, that book was Cloud Atlas from David Mitchell, and I really don't feel like reading it at the moment. So I decided to instead read the book that is kind of the choker book of the readathon, which is Spellslinger by Sebastian de Castell, and you're allowed to read this book for any prompt you choose. So that's what I'm going to do, because I do not want to read Cloud Atlas. And the third and last prompt for Defense Against the Dark Arts is a book that is either written by an English author or set in England. And I'm going to read The Ocean at the End of the Lane by Neil Gaiman, a book that has been on my TBR for a very, very long time. And if I'm lucky, I'm going to reduce my TBR for quite a bit next month. The next subject is Charms, and I have to get an E in that subject. The first prompt is a book with a gorgeous cover, and for that I chose The Testament of Loki by Joanne Harris. And all of the Rune Light, Rune Marks, Loki series have gorgeous covers, at least the editions I have. But honestly, look at this cover. I of course don't have the book with me because, as I said, I'm at my mom's place. But look at this gorgeous, gorgeous cover of this book. I think I have raved about it before and I absolutely love the cover. So that's definitely the one I chose. There was not a lot of thinking about it. Also, I finally finished Runelight this month after like a year of reading it. So it's like the perfect time to continue on with the Testament of Loki. The second prompt is to read a comic/manga, and for that I chose Shokugeki no Soma, the 33rd volume by Tsukada Yuto, and it's basically where I'm at in the series. I haven't continued reading for some time, but I'm just going to take this chance and continue on with reading it. By the way, Shokugeki no Soma is both an anime and a manga that I highly, highly recommend. Next for me is an E in potions. The first prompt for that is to read a friend's favorite book, and I of course asked my best friend Hannah what her favorite book is, even though most of the books she read she was recommended by me, and of course she said her favorite book is The Name of the Wind, which I knew. I didn't even know why I asked her, and I have already read that. But she is kind of forcing me to finally read Eon by Alison Goodman, which is another one of her favorite books, and she has been recommending it to me for literally years, and I also know that it's a book that a few years ago has been quite raved about on BookTube, and so I thought, why not? I'm finally gonna read it and make her happy, since August is also her birthday month. So yeah. And then the second book I have to read for potions is a book with my house colors on it, and I am of course a Ravenclaw, so I'm going to have to read a blue book, and I decided on Morge by Terry Pratchett, which has also been on my TBR for quite some time, because I have this special beautiful edition which is blue. It's not exactly Ravenclaw blue, it's a bit lighter, but I'm still going to read it because I finally have to finish it. I started it once, but then I didn't continue, so yeah. Next is herbology, and I only have to get an A, so only one prompt, and that prompt is to listen to an audiobook or to read a book with green on the cover. And I'm not usually a fan of audiobooks, but I thought I'm going to try it. Why not this month? It's just once. Maybe I'll get into audiobooks. I also have Audible right now. And I decided to listen to Shadow of a Dark Queen by Raymond Feist, which is the first book, and I think the Serpent War saga is what it's called. And this is also the book that I pulled from my TBR jar for August, because while planning this TBR I kind of went ahead and already pulled my picks from my TBR jar, because I didn't want to have to read for this readathon and then also have to read a book from my TBR jar, and to plan it I did that already, and the book I chose was Shadow of a Dark Queen. And then the last subject is Transfiguration, and I also only have to get an A. And the prompt for that is to read a book with LGBT rep, and I had kind of troubles finding something that I felt like reading, and luckily I came across a Twitter page that kind of gives women loving women recs, and I will leave the link to that also in the description box down below, because I found it very helpful. And I'm definitely going to check out more of the books they're recommending on their page in the future. And the book that I chose is The Abyss Surrounds Us by Emily Skritsky, which basically has something with pirates in the summary, and I was like, pirates and lesbians, that sounds amazing. So I'm going to read that and hopefully enjoy it. And that was it for my TBR for the NEWTs. Tell me in the comments down below if you're going to join and what your TBR is. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, maybe give me a thumbs up and also subscribe. All the links to my social media are in the description box down below, so go and check those out. And I hope I'll see you soon. Bye!